Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kwakmadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great wisdom who rule well. This is Brother Nasher DC Camp with another short lesson. So this so-called debate about reparations for Jakes, it's been picking up steam. But at the end of the day, the Messiah is not with it. All these carnal representations in the media being discussed and on these different forums online. As per what kind of legislation needs to be passed to grant Jake's, opportunities to move up. Talk about, access to affordable health care, financial planning and all that stuff. But the Messiah is not with that, man. The Messiah is coming back with judgment to recompense the enemies of his people. Starting from the Edomites, the so-called white nation, the so-called Caucasians, the Ammonites, so-called Japanese, the Moabites, the so-called Chinese, the Arabs, so-called Arabs, the Ishmaelites, the Hamites, the so-called Africans, the host of the heathens. So the Lord is not interested in what these people have to offer. The Messiah is coming with his own prescribed judgment upon these people. So I'll play a few seconds of the video and just get to the scriptures, because that's all that counts.
An illustration tonight about just how far left some Democratic presidential candidates seem willing to go to get the nomination. At least 3 of them are now supporting a position Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama would not take: reparations for African Americans. With that, let's bring in our panel: Democratic strategist Zach Friend, the president and co-founder of Real Clear Politics, Tom Bevan, and a senior columnist at townhall.com, Kurt Schlichter. Gentlemen, great to have you.
Good to be here.
Zach, I'm going to play this sound from Senator Kamala Harris, and I'll ask you to react to it.
So when we're talking about recognizing the inequalities, the inequities, it's not about saying I'm trying to take from those who have achieved success. If they've played by the rules and worked hard, good for you, keep it. But I am saying we need to be honest and address that not everyone has an equal opportunity to access to success, and we've got to address that.
So, Zach, is $1 trillion or more to the African American community the way to go?
Yep, so that's all it is, man. You're just thinking about carnal things, but the Most High is concerned with spiritual things, all right? So, you know how it is, man. You just got to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, 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 Kah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kwakmadash. So, you know how it is, man. If you remember the skit from Dave Chappelle, when Jake's got reparations, see Ashley Larry with a truck of Mentos. Of the KFC or Popeyes, being bought up. It's hilarious. But at the end of the day, man, you know how it is, man. The scripture talks about surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a grief gift destroyed the heart. That's exactly, what the whole ploy is about, because Esau's strategy to pacify Jake's, it's not going to work anymore, man, because the Lord, Yahushai, has already put prophecies in place to address this situation of the debate, for reparations, because Esau thinks, he's going to get away with the oppression and destruction of the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the confusion of faces spread out throughout the four corners of the earth. He thinks he's gonna get away with it. He can't. He can't just bribe someone and think they're gonna forget about it. The damage has been done. So what else? Not even just the oppression of the people, but the destruction of the earth. You know, it's important to take those things into consideration, and especially on the spiritual side, you know, blaspheming the name of the Lord Yabashim El Shai, you know, attempting so hard to corrupt the holy words of the scriptures, you know. So the Lord Yabashim El Shai is not going to let these Edomites go, you know, whether they are poor, whether they are rich. He's going to visit them, you know, for many generations, man. All right, because America, the destruction of America is just the tip of the iceberg. All right, so I'm gonna get the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 34 and 35. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And then you look up the Hebrew word for jealousy. The word there is quanah, quanah. Alright, quanah. And it says ardor, zeal, jealousy. Alright, and then envy. Alright. And then you look up the word for rage. The Hebrew word for rage. So the word there is chama. Chama. Rage. So it says heat, rage, hot displeasure, indignation, anger, wrath. Alright. Burning anger. So the Most High's burning anger is going to be upon this elites of this world, man. You know, especially the Edomites. He's going to make an example out of them. Alright. So it's going to be so beautiful when you see the power of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, on their behinds, man. Alright, so verse 35 says, He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. You know, so all the scholarships, you know, Israelites will give to Jakes, you know, whether they're in elementary school, high school, college, the Most High is not interested in that, man. The Most High is coming back, you know, to, you know, take care of business, to prove that He is the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, and no one could violate His laws, statutes, and commandments and get away with it. You know, so that's important to understand. And then you look at Amos chapter 1, verse 11. It says, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem HaKadosh, for 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Alright? So the Most High is not going to accept any offerings from these Edomites, man, to avoid that judgment, that just judgment, you know, because he did pursue his brother as an Israelite, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what is true, the chasing down, you know, of the Native Americans, you know, the Gadites, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, you know, wherever Jake was around the world, Esau was there, man, just going after them, man, with his army, you know. Esau was in that spirit of conquest, all right. So you know they've destroyed Jake to a pulp, man, and that's why the nation of Israel is messed up, you know, and it's still not done. It wants to go into Venezuela and get that oil, you know. So it just lets you know, man, these Edomites are never satisfied with their lot. They just want to keep going and going and going. All right. And did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. All right. So these Edomites you see on the screen, they're not going to talk about, you know, we offended the Lord Yahweh Hashem El Shai. It's time we fess up as being the Edomites. that the Bible speaks of, and the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. They're not going to say that, you know. So just imagine, when the Lord brings the judgment upon them, there's nothing they can do about it, So they don't represent the nation of Israel. They represent the nation of Edom. They represent the elites. All the talking points they do have is already given to them. Their thought process is to make sure the system of white supremacy, so again, white supremacy stays intact. They prefer that. Being in the position of giving. They rather be in that position to be the one to be giving things out, right? To be the one at the bottom. Because they want that supremacy. All right. So that's the whole shebang of Esau's rulership, man. As long as he's in power, that's all he cares. You could ask for $1,000,000, $1,000,000,000,000. That's peanut to him. All right. He's more concerned about power. All right. And his anger did tear perpetually, and it kept his wrath forever. All right. So that's how messed up, the vibration of Esau is, man. He will never be content, with his portion. He'd rather go overboard, and destroy people, destroy nations, just to make sure he satisfies his appetite. All right. And then you look at Revelations chapter 18, verse 5. All right. So this concerning America, because America is the crown jewel of the elite Edomites that run the world. So it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. All right. So the records, before the Lord, they are by Shema Shai. And the Lord knows all the atrocities that these Edomites have committed against Jakes. All the things they've talked about on the news and the newspapers, and things that we even know about that have been classified. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai knows about it because nothing is hid from him. So verse 6 says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she had filled, fill to her double. So the destruction of America is part of prophecy. It's part of the package, of reparations that is going to be offering to these Edomites. That he's going to destroy America. He's going to destroy the rulership of these Edomites, including their minions, the heathens on the face of this earth. And they're going to go into captivity. And after that, these Edomites will be wiped off the face of the earth. That's the package that Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is bringing. So they can't deny it. Alright, so it's that simple. So get the final precept here. So this is the book of Zechariah chapter 12 verse 8. And it says, in that day shall the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kodash defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Alright, I'll say Yerushalayim. Just keep the proper vibration going in the Hebrew, the Lashwan Kodash. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. Alright, so we're going to come back to the glory that the Lord Yahweh Shai has set for us. We're going to be restored to our righteous parts. And the house of David shall be as powers. Alright, going to be as judges, as the angel of the Lord before them. So we're going to receive that angelic mindset, to do what needs to be done in righteousness. And that's what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is concerned about. There's the reparations right there that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to give to us, not these Edomites. Alright, so it's the Most High that we're looking to give us reparations, not these Edomites. The more you look up to someone, the more you think of them as a God to you. Alright, so you gotta look on up to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kodash as the author and finisher of our faith. This is just a simple lesson. All right. So the simple things in the scriptures are very important. So you just have to understand, man. You gotta get out of that mindset of looking for reparations. Whether it's income tax return, whether it's a plea deal, plea bargain, whether it's a lottery winnings, whatever. It don't matter. The Most High has his own plan, all right, which is to do what he has to do according to prophecy. So I say, Ka Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Akwakadash. Kim, don't get sloppy, man. Thinking that reparations from these Edomites is gonna be the way forward. It's not. All right. It's a beautiful thing to have a knowledge, understanding, and wisdom of the Holy Scriptures, and to stick with it. So, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great wisdom rule well, and the IKM on the highways and byways, preaching the word of Yahweh Shai in sincerity, in truth, and diligence of mind. Shalom.